I just feel like the placements can be abused. You have people that are way better than you play in your matches. You win those matches, and that's pretty much what we have now is inflation. People are playing with people that are far better than them, carrying them. A lot of these Smurfs, especially on PC. PC, y'all got a lot of Smurfs. I don't know what y'all. Just a lot of little blue men. I'm just trying to tell you, PC got it rough. So I really hope that they do something about that because that's just keeping inflation. Like it's not fixing anything. We got coffee, we got guang guang. What else do you need in life other than those two things? Disclaimer, I will be pausing the video and talking about things. This is for people who do not really like watching the dev diary or maybe just don't understand a lot about it. So I'm just gonna talk about what's in it, maybe the future of Marvel Rivals and all that extra good stuff. But you know, the video will be down below.
Hello everyone, Guang Guang here. It's great to see you all again.
Oh, it's great, Guang Guang. Trust. New hero, new map, new mode. Okay, we got 3 things.
Welcome to Season 5 of Marvel Rivals. This season centers on Mr. and Mrs. X, Gambit and Rogue. After the time string entanglement interrupted their dream wedding. To make up for the disruption, Gambit has planned a honeymoon full of surprises for Rogue. But when their journey leads to a world built by the elders of the universe, can their love survive the
Wait, Gambit's first? So is Gambit a support? I mean, Rogue looked a bit thick, but I didn't think she was a tank. Are they throwing two supports? Nah. What if Psylocke's getting dropped with Rogue at the same time? I highly doubt it, but that'd be wild. Let's roll.
Cosmic test. For Season 5, Gambit.
He's a strategist! Oh my god, the boy's a strategist!
Gambit is a master strategist, blending kinetic energy control with his iconic playing cards, agile movement, and expert combat skills to create a...
Oh, that's my main right there, boy. I'm trying to tell you. Oh, that's my main right there, boy. I'm trying to tell you. Oh my god.
A unique play style.
No way.
In battle, he can combine his Colombian-enhanced cards to unlock kinetic shifting to heal allies, cleanse negative effects, or
no way,
knocking back enemies and applying anti-heal.
To be fair, if you think about it, husbands usually protect the wives, usually depicted in you know modern media, so it kind of makes sense. Just a little bit. It makes sense that that's what that is. But that's crazy. I'm curious now what Rogue is going to be because we need tanks, but her as a DPS, it would make sense. They both kind of fit both roles, to be fair with you. I'm kind of glad. What I'm worried about, though, is Gambit not having great healing, kind of like Ultron, Mantis, you know, and then I'm not going to be able to play him as much, but I don't really care. I'm probably going to ruin lobbies anyway. But let's go.
When teammates need help or foes rush in, Gambit can channel energy into his staff, using nimble movement and martial arts to take down threats. When activating his ultimate ability, Gambit launches kinetic charged aces at all nearby allies, supercharging their jump abilities and adding explosive power to their attacks. Season 5.
Okay, so I actually figured there was going to be a support added that can basically stop everything in one move. I would assume it's Gambit considering how he explained it, because there needs to be more of divers need to be able to think more about diving. Right now, divers just do whatever they want and they get away with it. There needs to be more characters in the game that do not need to aim to stop a diver. So you do have Emma, but you have to aim Emma. You know what I mean? You do have Mantis or Luna, but you gotta aim that stuff. There should be I see you, I click this, you need to either wait for the cooldown to be done before you try to come dive us, or you're gonna get locked down. Like, it needs to be something like that. So hopefully Gambit is that type of character, because divers are kind of running this game like crazy. And I think anybody who plays this game can definitely agree that divers are a little overloaded in this in this game, for sure, especially multiple of them.
Also introduces a thrilling new mode.
What we got?
18 vs 18.
What? 18 versus 18? Bro, this is already a problem with 6 versus 6. He's crazy.
Conquest, Annihilation.
What?
36 players will catch in the all-new Grand Garden map, promising epic chaos and unforgettable fun. This mode goes live after the update on November 27th. We hope you enjoy it. We are also adding a placement system
Let's
to
go.
competitive modes.
Do we have MMR? Because placements don't mean nothing if your account ain't attached to a rank. I'm trying to tell you, they're trying to trick us. It don't mean nothing if there ain't no hidden numbers to attach to your account. I'm gonna listen to you, Guang Guang, because I trust you. You the man. But you ain't fooling me. Not today.
Starting in Season 5.
What we got?
With more details coming soon from Ziyong.
Ziyong, you better hurry up. Come on, Guang Guang, give it to him. Give it to him. Non-combat?
Season 5 brings you the grand debut of New York's Times Square. This is a long combat map that can host up to 100 players. Hang out, dance, watch videos, read books, and let your imagination run wild.
Wow. So are we going to have like some Fortnite thing where we're going to have trailers or something pop up or events pop up and we have like stuff going on? That's pretty crazy. And a lot of people actually do want this because if you guys haven't went into the practice Doom match mode or whatever, there's a lot of people just kind of hanging out and talking to each other. So this is cool. This is really cool. And I think this is great. I think this is great, honestly. This is great.
We've seen so many fun, friendly meetups in the Doom match.
There you go.
Six-time sectorial map. So we wanted to give everyone a dedicated space for socializing, relaxing, and sharing cool moments outside of battle.
For sure. For sure.
Happy anniversary, Rivals! Season 5 marks the first anniversary of Marvel Rivals, a milestone for us and for all of you, our players.
I'm not gonna lie. Look, Guang Guang, can I have that shirt? I would love a Marvel Rivals hoodie, a shirt, some. You looking fitted and I'm trying to join in. I'm trying to join the club. I know that was way off topic, but come on, look good in that shirt. Tell me you don't.
After the November 27th update, you can join our anniversary event to earn 2,500 units and a free legendary Jeff costume.
Can we talk about Jeff? Let's not talk about Jeff. We talk about Jeff another time. Why Jeff always get everything? I'm tired. Why he got boots on? Why this man got shoes? Where he going? Me and Jeff don't get along.
We are also rolling out.
Okay, Magic can get deleted, but who is that is that Gambit? Is that Blade? Oh my god, that man got games. Who's on the left? Wait, is that Gambit? Wait, who are these people? Oh no, that's Tony Stark. No, that's Mr. Fantastic. Who is the one on the left? That's Gambit. Anybody wear no top hat? That is not a top hat. Anybody wear hats like that? That ain't Gambit, right? Oh, it's Doctor Strange. Look at his belt. And he has the Agamotto. Bro, he's fitted. Wow, I like this. I like this a lot.
A series of exclusive anniversary costumes, from Marvel Rivals styles, looks to community-inspired outfits, and even cake party-themed costumes.
Okay, let's go again. Who's the one on the left? Invisible Woman? Luna? Psylocke? Psylocke need to stop getting skins. Who is that? I just don't know. Who could that possibly be? It's gotta be Magneto. Let's roll.
We hope you love them as much as we do. This anniversary is a celebration of our journey together and the start of many more adventures ahead.
Cross progression. That's what I'm talking about.
Season 5 also launches our cross-platform progression feature. Huge thanks to everyone who tested this in Season 4.5. Your feedback has helped us make Marvel Rivals better than ever.
I want new accessories. I don't know why I had to pause that to say that, but I do.
We are adding a new batch of adorable accessories for Gambit, Human Torch, Magic, Mantis, Wolverine,
Let's go.
Phoenix,
Keep going.
Thor,
Keep going.
Loki,
Keep going.
Moon Knight,
Keep going.
and Star-Lord.
Keep going.
All
Let's
available
go.
with the Season 5 update.
I'm getting all of them. Step Magic. Delete her. Next. College students. Guang Guang. I've been out of college for I don't know how long. We just need to stop with this. Make me feel old.
Season 5 rotates in 10 new costumes and MVPs for verified coding with your
I was
school email.
gonna skip it a
and
little
claim
bit,
this.
just so we can move on.
After a lot of hard work and a little health sacrifice
We bringing it back?
from 挚友, we finally launched our first ever PvE mode for Halloween, Marvel Zombies. This was a huge challenge, especially with only 6 months of development. We pushed limits with over 200 zombies on screen.
Yeah, they did a really good job for developing only in 6 months. Like a really good job. I'm actually incredibly proud of their team. Just, it's insane. Like some people thought this was just like a tossed in mode. I was like, bro, you could definitely tell they put a lot of work into this, regardless of what you feel. This shows work. So I'm proud of them. It's great. It's great. I just think Blade is a little bit too broken. But aside from that, I think it's great.
And supercharged our heroes for an over-the-top superhero experience. This presented enormous challenges both technically and in terms of gameplay design. It's just the beginning. We know there's room to improve. With a reused map, only 5 playable heroes, and just a few zombie types. There are still bugs and performance tweaks needed too, but we've seen your enthusiasm and feedback, and we promise to keep investing in PvE. More heroes, more maps, more themes are coming.
Didn't I call that? Bro, I told everybody this. Everybody asked me, because I stream. If you guys don't know, I stream. I stream pretty consistently, but on YouTube. Everybody has asked me, and I'm like, if this goes well, I promise you, they will keep making it. It went really well, and we're going to get more heroes, more maps, more themes. As I said before, you can easily do this mode and repaint themes on it and add more heroes. That's crazy. I already knew it, though. Let's keep going.
It will take time, but next year, expect much more from us in this front. And now, I will hand it over to 挚友 for updates on Season 5
not team-ups?
adjustments, balance changes, and details about the new competitive placement system.
Hey Rivals,
Hey.
It's me, 志勇.
Hold on, I think I see something, but I wasn't sure if that was just some nonsense. You see there's Gambit, but then there's like a little picture of someone back there. I don't know if that was intentional or an accident. Someone's in a Zoom call. Okay. Maybe that's like a voice actor or something.
And details about the new competitive placement system.
Hey Rivals, it's me, 志勇.
How you doing, Jian? I always gotta say hello. Always.
Back again. Time really flies. Halloween is already behind us. And I hope you all found your own happiness, both in the game and out in the real world.
Thank you.
The brand new Season 5 is just around the corner. And it's a big one for us because, with your support, Marvel Rivals is celebrating its first anniversary. As Guang Guang mentioned earlier, we've prepared tons of new content, and we can't wait for you to experience it all. Now, let me walk you through what's changing with team-up abilities, balance adjustments, and major improvements to ranked.
Let's go. Y'all know I wanted ranked improvements. I literally said this. I feel like Season 5 might be the season where they really hone in on ranked. Clearly, they got a lot of other stuff planned, but I really want just one season where they focus on ranked. My main issue with ranked, and let me know in the comments below what your issues are. People think, people are sabotaging their games and whatnot. That's not really it. My main issue is that there's certain skills that don't belong, and this is attributed to people being able to play with a lot of other players. I feel like if we have placements, you should make it so that everybody does solo placements and then play the game from there. They shouldn't be able to play with their friends or with whoever, because I think it's just going to skew that. That's one of the issues that we had in Marvel Rivals before in Season 0. Season 0, we launched ranked when there's people who played in the beta and the alpha, which are clearly going to be better than new players, and they skyrocketed in ranks, and the whole ladder just got ruined. But I will say the resets have been working. The rank started to flush itself out, which I do like, so very good job on that. But I think moving forward, we need to have a little bit more rules in place to allow us to have better skill adjustment for each player. I think ranked is a little bit too loose right now, and so if we could have like something like, I know people don't want it, but I think they need to add a separate mode for people who want to try it, but something like roll queue to keep rules, to make sure that people aren't swapping mid-match and throwing the match because they don't want to play healer or they don't want to play tank, so you don't have healers or you don't have tanks. Maybe even force 2-2-2 so that way you can better balance the game, so we don't have 3 healers all the time, or so that doesn't feel like the default reaction needed to deal with some of these characters. If you have 2-2-2, you can balance DPS better, you can balance tanks better, balance healing better. You can make some of these strategists that need 3 to actually work only need 2 because you can balance. Like, there's a lot that we could do, but it really requires rules. And I feel like either A, we need new modes so we can make that happen, or something else, because there's a lot of inflation going on, and it's usually due to the characters that people are picking, but they do not understand how to play the game. And if you make those rules happen, I feel like everybody's going to be on the same pathway to understanding how to play Marvel Rivals. If it's always 2-2-2, if it's always your role that you want, it doesn't have to have different ranks for each role. But if you have the rank that you want, it's more that you'll be able to get the repetition of playing the same thing over and over and over, and you'll be able to deal with it. But let's say if you're a strategist player, one game you're having 2-2-2, another game you're dealing with 3 tanks, another game you're dealing with 3 DPS. Like, you have to figure out how to play all those situations. But if it's 2-2-2, A, you can balance it better, but B, you can have the repetition of saying, okay, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do. And it feels like you can practice more instead of feeling like it's all over the place. Just my thoughts. Of course, I know a lot of people don't want 2-2-2s or roll queue, and I feel like it's kind of because they haven't tried it yet. They only seen it in other games and think it's going to fail. But I think this game needs some restrictions on some things, because player behavior is horrible, especially once you get into certain ranks. Y'all know what rank I hate the most. And just sometimes when people pick specific characters, they're not good enough to handle the situation. And if someone doesn't want to swap, you're going to lose the game. And that's because the characters aren't balanced properly. So don't know where we're going to go with that. But that's just one half, and the other half I think is just inflation. But let's keep going. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What you feel is the worst problem in ranked, and what would you do to fix it? Let's move on. Please take accountability, though, because I know some people are like, well, my team. No, you're just not good enough to climb, and that's okay. You will get there, especially if you watch my content. Let's move on.
We've noticed many of you miss some of our classic team-up abilities.
I do.
Like Magneto's Metallic Fusion.
What team-up was that?
So, in Season 5, we are bringing some back in new forms. We are also exploring ways to give a certain role more possibilities through team-ups.
Yes, that's what I want. What we got? I'm hyped.
Gambit is the anchor of this team-up.
What we got?
Charging Magneto's Grace Wall with kinetic energy.
Okay.
When Magneto activates this team-up ability, his primary attack is replaced by launching a kinetic charge Grace Wall. On impact, it explodes, damaging enemies and ejecting unstable kinetic energy for a delayed second hit.
That's how long that team up has been gone. I totally forgot he was able to use that with Scarlet Witch. Holy crap, but that looks insane.
Cloak and Dagger as the team up anchor empower Hawkeye's Kanata with light and dark energy. When Hawkeye uses his Crescent Slash, it knocks enemies back and fires a light and dark energy wave that passes through allies and enemies.
Allies?
It heals and buffs teammates it hits, while damaging and applying anti-heal to enemies.
That's actually a dope way to balance the game in a sense. That's dope. So you're giving other characters the ability to heal and shield teammates. I actually thought about that for Captain America. I want his dash. You dash through your teammate, you can give them something. But that's needed. I feel like the only way to help strategists when they start getting their cheeks clapped is literally to try to KO the target. But sometimes that's incredibly difficult and wastes so much time. So giving us the ability to be able to somehow help them, or DPS, it doesn't have to be a strategist all the time, but giving them us ability to help them makes it so that it's way easier to deal with it. They can run away, they can come back, and they have to fight. Like, that's a smart way to go about. This is why I'm not a game designer. That's why I'm not a balance maker. You know what I mean? And that still doesn't fix the problem, don't get me wrong, because some players are still not going to use it like that, but at least the tools are there. I feel like there's need to be a little bit more straightforwardness for some of this stuff, so that way there's not really another option for you, because Hawkeye's going to have to be less selfish to use that in terms of helping his teammates. And I don't know if you ever play with Hawkeyes, but they pretty selfish.
Moon Knight is the anchor here. When Blade and Moon Knight team up, Khonshu's power blesses and protects Blade. Activating the team-up ability lets Blade dash forward, slashing enemies with the Sword of Dracula.
What we got?
At the end of the dash, Blade unleashes several quick sword strikes, each launching a Moonblade projectile that bounces and damages enemies.
I like that too. Honestly, I felt like Blade's team up before was tacked on. This is great because, again, one of the issues that we face is having a hard time dealing with a lot of these divers, especially when you add something like Thor and the Thing or Hulk and the Thing. You have, or Mr. Fantastic, you have meat suits just jumping at you. And what do? So giving characters more abilities to get them off, or more abilities to do more damage, or debuff or something, so you can just literally take out these massive health HP targets without Wolverine, Iron Fist, and stuff like that. Huge, huge. Keep going. What we got?
Lunar Force and Operation Microchip are being retired. Magneto is being removed from mental projection.
I'm kind of glad because that was kind of buns to me.
And Hawkeye is out of Chilling Assault. Primal Flame is seeing the addition of Black Widow.
Ah!
Black Widow's bullets can now be empowered by Phoenix Force, letting her switch between regular and Phoenix bullets in combat. Phoenix bullets heal allies and damage.
They are doing that. They're making it so. Y'all think y'all slick. I see it. Y'all like, we made a mistake. How can we fix it without making it look like we doing things? This is good. And I actually talked about this as well, about them trying to overhaul the game. They needed to do something, but they also can't do too much to make the superheroes not feel like superheroes. So a good way that they're doing it is just making it so that these characters can also help. That's like a big brain way around the issue. That's so big brain. It also means that the divers or whatever spreads out their aggression. I talk about this a lot when I stream. I play specific characters so the divers have to focus on me, which allows my strategists to have room to breathe. The only real way to relieve pressure from a lot of these divers, especially if there's 3 or 4 of them, is to kind of counteract that pressure and make them look at you, so then there's separation of aggression. Something like this is great because if I start healing with Black Widow or maybe helping you with Hawkeye or whatever, it's like I can't deal with the strategist until I deal with the DPS, and that's great. Oh, it's kind of sucks that it's kind of team up based, so I don't really know how we could get around that, but we're already moving in the right direction. That's great.
Enemies in an area, but can't crit against enemies.
That's great.
As Season 4.5 comes to a close, all the ongoing balance changes and new team-up abilities have really shaken up the meta.
Before he talks about this, everybody thinks Daredevil is the most OP character in the game. Daredevil's buns. Okay? They're buns. Now nerf Magic Iron Fist. Let's go.
First off, with Ultron and Human Torch getting nerfed, battles shifted from vertical, high-flying skirmishes to more intense ground combat.
I think Ultron feels pretty decent still, but Human Torch does feel horrible.
This made it a bit easier for players to process information during matches. But with Angela and Daredevil joining the roster, there's now a bigger emphasis on awareness, teamwork, and positioning.
Let's see if they're going to listen to the community rather than take a look at the game itself. Let's see.
Team comp diversity was up this season, with buffs to Jeff and Venom's ultimates, and the new team-up ability for Hela and Namor. I
think that Jeff most likely needs a buff to a lot of things. People think that he's great, but he's not. And that's because I think a lot of people don't understand how the game works. But I think what Jeff needs is more healing on primary, the ability to heal through his bubbles, because the healing amplification I think is just too much for a regular player to really understand how to put together properly. His ultimate, the pool is okay, but it should heal for more, especially because you're always going against healers that have better healing. And he should be able to put it where he wants. Making him have to walk forward and ult is kind of weird. So if he can just eat if he could put the pool where he eats and actually make the pool a little wider, I think that'd be great. Those are the things that I would change about Jeff. He's kind of halfway there, so I want to see what else they're going to do with them. But right now, it's still kind of buns. Maybe even give him a better way to heal multiple targets at once. Maybe make his water gun ricochet or something. He needs something, but let's see.
Lineups built around Venom, Jeff, Hela, and Hela Nemo have become some of the hottest picks. The triple strategist lineup is still holding strong, even after Ultron's nerf, with Adam, Mantis, and Jeff as key picks.
I still feel like the triple heal meta is going down. We're seeing more of 3 healers because there's an overrunning of like divers or DPS. I just make it very hard, or your tanks can't survive because they're buns. But like for the most part, it does feel like they eradicated the strat altogether. And right now, when you see 3, it's more of a last ditch effort rather than just like, let's start playing with 3 strategists. And even then, it doesn't feel as oppressive or OP as it did before. The only issue with 3 of them is the healing ultimates. If you don't have a character on your team that has an AoE ultimate, there's 3 versus 1, and that's kind of buns. But aside from that, it definitely feels a little bit better than it did before in terms of the 3 healer situation.
For Vanguards, Emma Frost and Magneto are still the backbone of many teams, and Doctor Strange's buff Maelstrom of Madness has made him a solid choice. Venom, Captain America, Angela, Penny Parker, and Groot also stay competitive.
I was gonna say, I think almost all the tanks feel relatively decent. Like, this is like the most balanced I think the tanks have ever been. I've never been in a situation where it's like, I can't play one. You know, before Penny was kind of like a joke, but adding the slow to her, adding the team up rocket, adding headshots, like just giving, they've been slowly giving these characters more and more to make them more valuable. And I think they need to take this same approach and put it to the healers. They've been trying to, but I think they need to dive a little bit more deeper into the healers and really figure out a way to fix that. Because it just feels like some of these healers can't keep up. And it should never feel like that, in my opinion. Yes, it should feel like you need to play a specific character for the situation. That's how the game works. But when it comes to playing strategists, it feels like I can't play the strategist because I don't have enough healing. Which means that's a game design problem, in my opinion. It's not a player problem. Whereas when it came to the tanks, there were situations where I can't play this character because they can't do something. But they gave the thing a jump. They gave Venom better slow. They gave him anti-heal. Groot got different things. Penny got different things. You know, all these, Captain America got different things. All these characters are now better to play in situations. Whereas the strategist is like, I'm capped by game design. I'm not capped by my skill. So I think if they could take the same approach so that you can play whatever strategist you want. If you're good, you make it work, rather than like, I don't have enough healing for the situation, or I don't have enough that. It'd be great. Now, I don't know how they would do that to compensate for 3 healers, because if you buff all the strategists, everything's going to heal for a lot. I don't know what you're going to do about that, other than make it so that if you have 3 strategists, maybe have a debuff on the healing, so that way they can't heal as much, and it kind of sets them back down. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like whenever I play strategists, you guys know I climbed all 3 roles. I climbed both on PC and on console. When I play strategists, it just feels like I can't play one because everybody's taking too much damage, or I can't play one because, you know, the limits, I'm limited on what I can do with the character. There should be, I don't know, I don't think there should be limits. DPS just never feels like that. Tanks never feel like that. Unless the obvious of something's in the air. Like, come on, if you're a melee character and something's in the air, clearly you probably shouldn't be able to deal with that yourself. But that's not a game design thing. That's just competitive. You know, we're swapping and it's a tactical thing. But with strategists, it just feels like I'm like gated. What do I do? I have to play this specific strategist because this one can't heal enough. And that's just, it's unfun. It's unfun. So hopefully they attack the strategists and really dive deep into them like they did the Vanguards. Let's keep going.
Among theorists, Phoenix and Black Panther are no longer as dominant after several rounds of adjustments, while Hela is back in the spotlight.
Definitely.
Star-Lord, Psylocke, Namor, Winter Soldier, and Moon Knight have all been performing well.
I was gonna say too, I think almost all the DPS also feel great. Wolverine can use a buff. The 15-second cooldown is ridiculous. That's really high. So I wonder what they're gonna do with that.
The new hero Daredevil, along with Iron Fist and Magic, have also stood out this season.
Of course!
With flying heroes taking a backseat, Theory's picks were more varied and flexible than ever. And for strategists, Jeff, Invisible Woman, and Mantis continue to shine. Whether it's Jeff providing flanking pressure and support, or Invisible Woman and Mantis leading the charge, strategists are now playing a bigger role in breaking through enemies' lines.
I feel like a lot of his takes are from high ranks. Because anyone who plays like in top 500 or Eternity, you might see this work. But anything lower than this, Mantis does not perform well at all. Jeff does not perform well at all. I feel like we're looking too much on the high rank and the pro side, and I think that's what keeps a lot of these characters gated. They only really work if your team understands what you're doing, if the person playing the character understands what they're doing. But I feel like there should be a lot more strategists, or we should rework some of these, so that way you don't need to really know what you're doing, but once you master them, they're even better. Again, they did that with the Vanguards. With Penny, you used to have to be a god at Penny to make her work, but they adjusted her, so now you don't really have to be a god, but if you are, it's way better for you. Groot's the same way, Venom's the same way, Cap's the same way, Hulk's the same way, Thing is the same way. And so I feel like the entry barrier for Jeff is just way too high. You're picking this character out of either trolling your team for no reason, you're picking this character because you need to heal and you don't want to play a regular healer, so you play Jeff, which leans more into the point of that this character is not that great. And if you do get a Jeff that actually is pretty decent, you're still hindered because the dude is capped based off the game design. Mantis is pretty similar to that. She's a lot better now, though. Like, she's a lot better now, but she's still kind of not there yet. You do have to be a good Mantis player. You have to know how to manage your leaves and things like that. But I think if these strategists can have a lower entry barrier and they can work a lot more often, and then have them, if you master them, you're god tier. That's how it should always be. I just feel like a lot of these strategists don't work like that. You know, you do have to be good right off the bat, and even then, some of them are just capped by the game design. So, don't know what they're gonna do with that one. And I don't really like the idea of saying, well, you could force 3 healers, and now the character is good. That's a really bad way to look at it, in my opinion. You shouldn't be saying, well, the easy fix to healer that's not that great is just adding another one. Like, I hate feeling like I have to play something that I don't want to play for not a strategical reason, but from a game design reason. Kind of not fun. So let's keep going.
And helping their teams succeed.
Also, I do want to add, I know a lot of you guys might not really care about competitive, or you guys might not be a lot of high ranked players. You know, some of you guys might just stop at gold or diamond or whatever. But when you start getting into, I'll say like high celestial, and you start playing above that, it's a really, it's a really, I don't want to say boring, but it's kind of dull because it's the same thing every time. There is no getting around it. You need to play this, otherwise you might not do that well, or your team might not do that well. And I feel like if you're lower than that and you have these type of picks, you're just not going to do well, period. It's not because the players are really good. It's just because the characters aren't that great. I don't know. This is weird. I don't really know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. But I feel like there's a hardcore placebo effect where people think things are better than they are, or people think things are worse than they are when they're not. And I think that's really making it hard for them to design the game, because it doesn't really seem, I don't know. Anyway, let's roll.
Beyond the standout heroes from Season 4.5, we are also keeping a close eye on the rest of the roster and have plans for more adjustments in Season 5. First, we will be giving most Vanguards a boost in team utility.
Thank you.
Making their roles more balanced and versatile.
Thank you.
This includes upgrades for heroes like The Thing, Hulk, Penny Parker, and Captain America.
If they add his dash to give a shield, I've been preaching that since like Season 0. So that'd be crazy. Let's roll.
Expanding their value to the team. For example, Captain America's ultimate will now help allies charge their own ultimates faster, and teammates will be able to heal while on Penny Parker's webs.
I told you. I told you their fix to the divers is going to be making it so that the DPS and tanks can do what they kind of do on the strategist part, so that they don't have the sole responsibility of doing everything. I talked about this during a stream as well. I was like, strategists, the role is so powerful. It's like they're too much of the backbone of the team. If your strategist sucks, if your strategist ults incorrectly, you lose. That is a horrible way to play the game. So I think this is great because now I have power in a sense. I feel like Captain America's ult needs to be longer or something though, because I swear people don't know how to stand in it. But that's great. That's great. We need to make sure that the strategist is a strategist and not a heal bot. You know what I'm trying to say? They need to make sure that, okay, strategists are helping their team succeed utility-wise, but they're not the only reason why the team is able to play the game. And I feel like if we can kind of shift some of their power to everybody else, it will then make a more balanced experience in theory. I mean, I like the direction that they're going, for sure, but I still think divers need a way to be stopped pretty easily.
When it comes to duelists, we've noticed that heroes like Wolverine and Spider-Man have been struggling.
Oh, for sure!
Bit. So they will be getting buffs this season. Wolverine will become more threatening to Vanguard.
Oh, God.
While Spider-Man's combos will feel smoother and more consistent.
I know where that's going.
For strategists, Loki is getting a target boost to keep him competitive within his role, and Cloak and Dagger will see their survivability slightly improved. This isn't all. There are plenty more balance updates coming, so be sure to check out our upcoming balance patch notes. We will also be releasing the Season 4.5 Hero Pick and Win Race variation.
That's crazy to see that. I forgot what I was gonna say. When he said something else, I forgot.
In Season 5, we've made a series of improvements to rank play based on your feedback.
Let's go!
Including placement matches, team size adjustments, and reward changes, all aimed at creating a better experience.
What I would want for placement matches, aside from the MMR thing that I talked about, matchmaking rating, this is where your account has a specific number tied to it, and when you do placements, you're gonna always play with the people around that number when you get reset. So I said this before in another video. I'm not gonna go too deep into it because it's kind of complicated if you don't really know what I'm talking about. But if I end the season at 1,300 points and they reset me rank-wise, my MMR is still 1,300 points. And if I continue to win, the MMR raises, so I can actually place a little bit higher than where I was before. Or if they reset 1,300, the number, to maybe like 1,200, as you win, you can still climb back to where you were, and you'll start exactly where you left off. Maybe not exactly, maybe a few ranks below, but it's way better than dropping 9 to 7 freaking ranks every season. That's crazy, and it just feels like I'm doing the same thing over and over, and I'm not really making progress. So let's see what they're gonna do. I also want them to make it so you solo your placement matches at the start.
With placement matches, your rank will no longer reset to a fixed tier each season.
Okay, we get it even more.
Instead, you will play 10 placement matches in competitive mode each season to determine your starting rank.
I told
when
you!
Participating in the placement matches,
Solo.
you will be assigned an initial rank based on a conversion of your rank at the conclusion of the previous season.
Solo.
Since Season 5.0 marks the transition to this new system, your initial rank for placements will be determined by taking into account your highest rank from Season 0 to 3 and your final rank from Season 4.
Wow, that's interesting. So is that penalizing players who just stopped playing? I mean, I guess to be fair, if they do this, you're going to start kind of where you left off. So as an example, being one above all, right? I would get dropped to Grandmaster, right? I think that's how far that would go. And then if I don't want to play for Season 4, which I didn't, I'm playing it now, streaming it, but it's like I'm shaking off rust. So it's taking into account 0 to 3 plus that. So I should actually be starting around Celestial then, right? This will be interesting. I feel like a lot of people are gonna whine about this little mechanic here. It might sound good on paper, but I think when people actually get into the game, they might start whining. But I think we need to have something that just, accountability is really the major word for Marvel Rivals community for this season, or not for this season, but in its entirety. If we do things that make them take accountability, they're either going to flame and say that the game's cheating them, or they're going to be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I think this might be like the game is cheating them, because they're going to be like, well, I didn't play in this season, so it really sucks that I have to be this low. But realistically, this is a great way to make sure that everyone is kind of in the rank they're supposed to be and averaging them out. The only thing that's going to make it even better is having solo placements. I think, again, a lot of players don't deserve the ranks that they have been in, and instead of fully resetting them, just dropping them a little bit more while the players that do deserve it gets to continuously stay in the high area, separates them a lot quicker than resetting every single season. So let's see what they're going to talk about here.
Please note that this isn't just a straight carryover of your highest rank.
I didn't think it was.
But rather a balanced calculation. If you don't have an eligible previous rank, you will be treated as a new player, and the system will assign you a starting rank for placements.
That's pretty good. This is basically what I asked for. I said we should reset the whole ladder. I've been saying this for literally 2 seasons, maybe 3. So if your rank isn't eligible for that calculation, they're going to treat it as a new player. This means that whoever played at season 0 clearly is going to be a higher rank than everybody else, which makes sense. If you've been playing since season 0, you probably are better than everybody else, who probably started at maybe 2 or something like that. This is crazy, bro. You cooking.
After your 10 placement matches, your results, along with your initial calculated rank, will decide your starting position for the new season.
Okay.
The more matches you win, the closer you will be to your previous season's rank.
Okay.
If you go undefeated, you can even place higher.
So that's pretty much what I just said. Okay.
Each season, you only need to complete 10 placement matches.
Solo?
If you finish them in the first half of the season, you will keep the rank in the second half. If you don't complete placements in the first half, you will need to finish them in the second half to qualify for rank rewards.
I feel like this could just be, oh, okay, let me shut up, Boppin. I'm about to talk about it. I'm sorry. I just feel like the placements could be abused. You have people that are way better than you play in your matches. You win those matches, and that's pretty much what we have now is inflation. People are playing with people that are far better than them, carrying them. A lot of these Smurfs, especially on PC. PC, y'all got a lot of Smurfs. I don't know what y'all, just a lot of little blue men. I'm just trying to tell you, PC got it rough. So I really hope that they do something about that, because that's just keeping inflation. Like, it's not fixing anything. So let's keep going.
With
Solo duo. I'm sorry. Papa, stop pausing. I'm sorry.
made improvements to team queue size. If everyone in your team is Grandmaster rank or below,
Solo duo?
you can queue as 2, 3, 4, or even 6 players. However, if anyone in your team is Celestial, Eternity, or top 500, your team size will be kept at 2 players. You can team up for placement matches, but if anyone in your team hasn't finished their placements, you can only queue as up to 3 players.
Let's go! That's better. I would have preferred solo. I prefer solo, but this is kind of a great way to lead into it without saying y'all cooked, because I know a lot of people would be like, well, I want to play. Okay, don't care about y'all. Shut up. But for the most part, this is a great way to kind of shorten it without doing it too harshly. I like this approach. They really do take account the community's feelings, and just, that's wild. Most developers don't do that, but I like that. Like I said, my issue was the fact that someone can carry, but if it's only a team of 3, even if you're smurfing, that's still kind of rough to carry. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, especially if your team suck. But if you have 2 smurfs on your team, it might be easier. But you gotta think, what are the odds that someone has 2 friends that are like way better and they're gonna smurf to carry you? I feel like that's not a large percentage of the population. So I feel like this is a pretty good way to do that. And most players that are smurfing that can pull this off probably aren't that many. Just because you're a Grandmaster player or a Celestial player, honestly, sometimes they don't really have the skills to pull off a smurf climb like that. and carry people through placements. So this will be great. This will be great.
If multiple restrictions apply, the strictest rules will take effect. For example, if you have one player in placement matches and one as leisure rank, your team can only queue as a duo.
That's crazy. I like that. I also want to say that when it comes to the placements, you have an initial starting rank. So this means that even if you have a Smurf, does that mean that like I can't play with you? I shouldn't be able to see your rank though. Like in League of Legends, you're not able to see the rank, only the player is. So I wonder if I'm not able to play with you because my initial rank is not your rank. So if I haven't finished my placements, but I have a gold rank right now as I'm trying to play the game, and then there's a teammate that maybe has a diamond, can we play together? Just because, you know, that's kind of what I'm getting at there. So I'm curious to see. This, oh, I just realized too, this also makes smurfing a lot harder. If you smurfed every single season, they're calculating all of your stuff. Yo, wait a second. What? This is crazy. Keep going. This is gonna be great.
First, gold rank costume rewards will work just like before. If you reach gold and play 10 matches in Season 5.0, you will receive your reward when Season 5.5 launches.
I will say I want something special for the ranked. It does feel like I'm just doing the same thing each ranked over and over, but I think placements will definitely make it feel better to me. But I still would like a reward that feels like I'm doing something over and over is worth it, you know?
If you don't meet the requirement in Season 5.0, you can still earn it by reaching gold and playing 10 matches in Season 5.5, and you will receive 2 costumes at the end of the season. This system will continue in future seasons. Next, for nameplates, frames, and Crest of Honor, these rewards will no longer be split between the first and second half of each season. Instead, there will be just one set of rewards for the entire Season 5, distributed after Season 5.5 ends, as long as you meet the rank and match requirements. This means that there will be only one set of nameplate, friends, and Crest of Honors per season moving forward.
That just means like if I were to hit Grandmaster and I got the crest, there's not going to be a second crest, which I'm glad because that was kind of weird to me. It felt like I had to do double the work. So just saying, well, if you get the crest on 0.5 and you are high, or you're still Grandmaster, you don't get a second one. It's just the same crest. But if you don't get it the first half and you get it the second half, you get the same crest. So I do like that one.
Season 4.5 rewards won't be affected and will be distributed as usual. We hope these changes, along with placement matches, will reduce the pressure of grinding for high ranks and give you more flexibility in planning your club. There are a lot of rank changes in this season, especially with the new placement system. So be sure to check our upcoming updates notes for all the details. Ignite the battle.
Ignite the battle. My man's yo. This is great. I have nothing else to say. This is great. This is great. This is great. I'm looking forward to it. This is great. This is fantastic. This is wonderful. I cannot wait for all this stuff to drop. They are listening to the community. They are trying their best. I mean, there's nothing else to really say. They're doing a great job, and this is why I love the company. At least the one that does this game. I can't say the whole NetEase because I don't play all their games. I play a couple, but just the one that runs this particular game. This is why, you know, I like it. They've always been like this. And again, this is something that you just don't see in all the not in all the companies, I'm sorry, but in all the developers. You don't see this that much. You only see it on the successful games, like Fortnite and League of Legends and I don't know about Overwatch. Y'all gonna have to tell me about them developers. I don't know nothing. Let me know in the comments below. But thank you guys for watching. Do appreciate it. Remember, if you guys are like real popping off to people, if you're still watching, I haven't made videos, but I've been streaming almost every day. So if you want to come say hi, stop by. I stream on YouTube. Okay, I'm probably going to be streaming around 12 p.m. Central almost every day. Almost, maybe not, but it's going to be around that time. So if you're like, Papa, I haven't seen you in ages, I've been streaming. Stop by, say hi. But thank you guys for watching. Until next time, you know what I always say. Thank you guys for doing what? Popping often. Real often.